Mondays to Fridays on Invicta 98.9 FM. Perspectives. All sides, all views, all individuals are welcome.
To the program Perspectives. This morning we'll be looking at Nigeria today. It's becoming, things that we talk about, wake up and then, health, killings, kidnapping, banditry, and all of that on matters of insecurity in Nigeria. And Nigerians are growing under the pains of what is happening today. And so we begin to ask, how did we get it wrong and how did we come this far? That's Nigeria today. And to share thoughts with me this morning on the issue of Nigeria today, I'll be bringing in Dr. Yunus Atanko of the National Conscience Party. We're talking on where we are with Nigeria today, and from many fronts, people are talking about the unbearable situation that we have in this country today. And like it or not, the administration, much that it is doing about securing lives and property, the effrontery of these criminals are getting, becoming a thing of concern for Nigerians, and so we must talk about it. Dr. Yunus Atanko is my guest on the program this morning on Nigeria Today. Rising costs of, food, and of course, farmers complaining that they can't go to the farms and that things are so difficult. And again, remember that, pump price of petrol will just be on the increase in another short time. And so, where we are with Nigeria today, a thing of concern for all. And so, welcome to the program Perspectives this morning, and share your thoughts with us when we get our lines opened for the audience to be part of the program this morning. Dr. Yunus Atanko, good morning, and glad to have you on the program. Okay, I'll still be trying to get Dr. Yunus Atanko. He was the National Conscience Party chairman, was also a presidential candidate of the party in the 2019 elections, and of course with the NC Front, today he is also the national secretary of this new group that we have. And of course their concern has been on Nigeria and where we find Nigeria today. Doctor, okay, any moment from now, I'll be getting Dr. Yunus Atanko to be part of the program this morning. It's Perspectives to this morning, and we're talking about Nigeria today. We'll go for a short musical break. Be back with you shortly.
stations listen to Invicta 98.9 FM.
Welcome back. Here's the program Perspectives this morning, and coming to you on Invicta 98.9. And this morning we're looking at Nigeria today, and of course Nigerians cannot say that it's coming easy for them at this time. Things are difficult, and of course the country is going through its harrowing times, so to say. And of course people are talking about it, commentators, really on the rise now about where we're finding ourselves in Nigeria today. Cost of living getting so high, and of course insecurity, a major problem with the Nigerian situation. And we're having groups coming together now to say that this is unacceptable. Government on its part is doing its best to curb the situation of insecurity in the country, but just how much is it doing on that? The president has said that we cannot, tolerate what is going on with insecurity. He's not in support of the ethnic groupings that we're finding today, and of course that we must stay together as a country. But again, with what is happening, price of fuel about to go on the increase again, and these are things that we're talking about in Nigeria today. So the program this morning is focusing on Nigeria today. And to share thoughts with me, earlier said that Dr. Yunus Tanko, the chairman of National Conscience Party, was the presidential candidate in the 2019 elections, and of course today the secretary of AC Front, and so he'll be sharing thoughts with us on where we are with Nigeria today. Dr. Yunus Tanko, good morning and glad to have you with us.
Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Caroline.
Yes, Doctor, the new group that you are in is so much in the forefront of the situation of Nigeria today, and we're seeing this grouping and coming out to say that it's unacceptable with what Nigeria is going through today. And of course, your thoughts about why you are in this front today, and of course your concern for the unity of this country, and of course movement for this country.
Today I decided to even wear black. I'm mourning because I'm mourning and I'm totally disturbed with the rate of insecurity that is happening in this country. Once former people that you know as your allies now have become your adversaries, and those who think you can make progress at a particular time after the civil war, that particular progress now is being drawn back. When you thought that probably after the 2015 general election, you've been able to get people who are progressively minded, and they're now going back about 360 degrees backwards, it is attenuating and is very, very sad. And that is the reason why majority of us who believe that Nigeria can be kept together and work in that particular regard are working together under the National Consultative Front, and to make sure that Nigerians are out of the way, selling good ideas and probably galvanizing the people to work together as a people. These are our targets, and we believe that most of the agitation that is being postulated by the people should be looked into, i.e. the issue of constitutional reform, the issue of electoral reform, the issue of police reform, and the issue of economic reform. And these are basic issues that affect every Nigerian. I.e., when you talk about the issue of restructuring and constitutional reform, a lot of people think that the constitution is having a lot of gaps that need to be filled in so that everybody can have the sense of belonging and know that we are belonging to the same country, that all of us is working hard to make sure it works. And so also in the area of electoral reform, how can you explain when you have an electoral system where a winner-take-all syndrome takes place, and at the same time, whenever anybody wins election, he or she can decide to trade that election out to another political party within a twinkle of an eye? That is not acceptable. How can you explain to every Nigerian, a country that is so endowed and so blessed with lots of opportunities, normal human beings can easily work in anywhere, be it in the private sector or public sector, and still get employment without you knowing a senator, or without you knowing a member of House of Reps, or without you knowing a governor or a minister? How can you explain a situation where the insecurity of this country has gone so bunker that where every Nigerian man is even afraid to sleep on his bed? These are challenges that we really need to look into. Unfortunately, we have a leadership that is oblivious to the fact that this country is breaking up piece by piece, and they have no erudite, nor do they have a glue or a simple gum that can make this country come together so that we can work together as a team. It is very, very disheartening and disturbing.
Well, Doctor, yes, the National Consultative Forum coming out with some of the things it finds as disturbing, for the country Nigeria. But again, people would say, and some commentators have said, that we just did not find ourselves here today. And these were, cumulative things that had happened about where we were with Nigeria. And so successive governments, how much they've done, to get us together and put things right. And so for you, your group, the National Consultative Forum, to come out with hitting so hard on government as if it is not doing anything, would that just be, that finding, just who to hit about the situation of Nigeria today?
No, a lot of Nigeria has been very, very, giving a lot of laxity to this government in particular for a very long time. We're talking about probably the 6th year now in power, heading towards the 7th year, and then you say Nigerians have not been patient enough. No, I disagree totally. And for the simple fact that probably people have not been given good ideas to the government, suggestion for them to look into, I disagree, because me in particular, most of the issues that we have raised in the past have been on the front burner of the challenges that we put on the ground for the Nigerian people to look into. We have challenged the government and we are giving solutions to some of these particular problems, but nobody listened to it. Nobody took any action on it. So we are not hitting hard on the government. We are only making a statement of the fact of what is going on. And we have been able to also exhume the root of the problem. And I'm glad that some of the things that we've been saying over the years have come out now to play when the security has hit hard on those even in government. The case in study is this. Some of the people who were in a political party before have come out now to agree that they were the people who really more or less mobilized militias from different parts of the world or African countries to come into Nigeria and cause mayhem because of political power. How can you take that? And then no arrest was being made to these particular people to actually ask them questions. How? Where? Why did you bring these people into this country? And when you brought them in, can't you take them back or at least find a solution? Nobody has done anything about it. And that is where the problem is. The moment a problem rears its head, and then you did not take care of that problem at the time it comes out, then it germinates and spread like amoeba, and then it becomes a bigger problem, and now it becomes difficult. I was hearing this morning that the National Security Advisor is going to go on a tour around the country to talk to people about the problem of this country and security problem and finding solution. I think it's a belated effort. These are things that we all know, and we've been saying it long before now, that you cannot annihilate people. You cannot forget about people. You cannot work against people who were together with you, who voted immensely for you, and they started at the early stage and started explaining that there are challenges here and there, and you refuse to listen. It's either you are incompetent or you are not ready for government ab initio, and that has caused also. Look, the issue, I agree that this issue did not start today. We all know, and that is the reason why the people voted for a change matter, because they are aware that the previous government were not able to do anything to help mobilize and put a change into the situation of the people. So they mobilized against that particular government to get a new government into power so that that new government can solve their problem.
Dr. Eunice Otankwo, I recall that before 2015, I had conversations with you where, you really came in support of the present administration, that, the change mantra, that you were in support of it and you gave all your take on it. And today, the song you're singing, or to say that what you're really, putting out would just, can we say that it's total disappointment about what is, what we're finding today?
Of course. At a point in time, may the soul of the departed rest in peace. Alhaji Balarabe Musa, who is a staunch socialist and a progressive-minded person, midwife, himself, myself, other progressive-minded people, we are about 15 political parties that supported the idea of having a General Muhammadu Buhari as the president of this country. Our target at that time is that we know he's a core progressive-minded person, and we feel that he has his health intact, and then he was ready to really take this particular country out of the wood. And a former serving general of the Federal Republic of Nigeria made us to feel very, very comfortable. And all of us worked together in that particular regard. Then all of a sudden, after we have progressively continue to mobilize towards this particular goal, another thing just changed. The ill health issue came in, then a lot of cabal who come in from nowhere, we don't even know them. They came in and then manipulated the whole system and changed the whole belief and the program and agenda that we put in place. The program and agenda that we put in place as a coalition and alliance member at that time completely was juxtaposition. So at that time, we had a solid program on ground, and the solid program is progressive-minded program for the interest of the Nigerian people. But I can tell you, the moment they got into power, that particular program was juxtaposition completely. So at that time, we noticed the difference, and then we started crying that, look, this is not what was agreed upon, what we are promoting. But even though it's not all of us that can be in power, none of our progressive-minded persons were together or were being called upon, neither with anybody being picked and being given a position so that he can help in governance. We are not begging for position, but we are saying that if we are the architect of the programs that we generated must be at least those who are in it should have at least maybe 20 to 30% of some of us who will have been in that particular program to assist in making sure that that program see the light of the day. Nobody was there.
You're putting across, this thing about a cabal, and some people would say, in another way, would say the kitchen cabinet. But again, what we know world over is that the buck stops at the president or on the president's table. Now, when you're talking about a cabal, a kitchen cabinet, what are you saying here? Are you saying that a president who had come to Nigerians to say that I'm for nobody and I'm for everybody? Are you saying that the cabal or the kitchen cabinet or whatever name you want to give to it have taken over?
Yes, it is obvious. I'm not even the only person saying it. I said it earlier on one time again on this particular program. Even the wife of the president came out and said that the cabal has taken over the presidency that she wondered even if her husband is the one ruling. And it became obvious to every Nigerian. What everybody is saying, that Professor Jega and any other person and anybody that was saying, is now a belated fact, because all of us have been running riot on this particular matter long before now, because we've seen the issue, we've seen it early, and we started shouting that these things are going wrong.
Could this be said to be, could this be said to be the song of the opposition because they are not in power and so must find fault?
No, not at all. I'm not even coming out for a program now where some of the media men were accusing us of probably aligning with the opposition that have a different ideology like ours. And I say this is hypocrisy, because every political party has an agenda. Every political party has a manifesto and a principle. For us, the principle that we follow is the interest of the Nigerian people and the masses of this country. We are interested in making sure that Nigerian people get succor and are comfortable in their dealings and everything that they find themselves. That is our target. And any group or any person who is interested in making sure that that particular ideology works, we work with him. Because the Nigerian people first, then it will make the Nigerian people, the Nigerian country work. Because if the people are in other property and they are not in comfort in any way, then where lay them, they now become fallow. So it's not about the song of the opposition. It's about the song of the factual situation that is happening. Look, if this government has been doing what is right for the interest of people, we will say it. And as long as they are doing something that is wrong, we will say it. So also, if we are saying something that is wrong, people should please don't hide it. They should castigate us. But we are saying at the moment now that things are not working well, and the government need to show leadership, and the president need to show leadership as quickly as possible. Today, before if you go anywhere in this country, you will hear say Buhari, say Baba, say Baba. That particular song is not happening anymore. What went wrong? That means that probably Baba is not taking full charge of what he's supposed to. We will be glad to see that Mr. President has taken full charge of this country and is doing well. We will wish him so much well, because we need this to be on the right pedestal. We are not making statements that are not factual. We are making statements that can help, and we want people to look at it critically. And where the president finds favor in some of the things that we are saying, please take interest into it and make this correction. The governors of these countries have not helped us. They've done a lot of bad things which have put this insecurity into this particular level. And some of the people who have manipulated and mobilized militias into this country should be held accountable for what they have done to us.
Dr. Yunus Tanko, we'll have to go for a commercial break now. And when we come back, we'll still be with you. Please don't go away yet. And the program is Perspectives. This morning, we're looking at Nigeria today. And Dr. Yunus Tanko, chairman, National Conscience Party, had been a presidential candidate in the 2019 elections, and of course, National Secretary of the National Consultative Forum, sharing thoughts with us today. Matter of opinion could just be said to be part of what we're getting today, and of course, we all have our opinions, but where Nigeria is today, your concerns about how we can get it better and how we can do it better. We'll come back after this break.
Invicta FM.
Welcome back. Is the program Perspectives this morning, and we're looking at Nigeria today. And sharing thoughts with us on that, Dr. Yunus Tanko, Chairman, National Conscience Party, and of course the presidential candidate in the 2019 elections, and of course with the National Consultative Forum as its national secretary. And we're talking about where we are with Nigeria today. Doctor, one of the things that's coming out, about the Nigerian situation today is that more than any other time, our ethnic, divides are being, taken advantage of. We're also talking about the religions too, and we're talking about the divides too. And all of that, provocators are taking advantage of what, we have now and having a field day with that too. But the president, President Muhammadu Buhari had come really tough and hard on why we won't tolerate ethnic and religious violence in the country. And what we see with Nigeria today is that all of that is being put at the fore now. And so not tolerating ethnic and religious violence, and of course trying to keep us together as one, no matter the difficult situation we find ourselves, is becoming a very, very difficult thing to do. And so for you, what must this government hold on to and must put across to Nigerians that yes, with our divides and with our diversity, we must still remain as one?
Okay, they say perception in politics. Perception sends a lot of when you perceive something, they think it's real. And let me quickly agree with you when you said that I'm the national chairman of the National Conscience Party. I'm the publicity secretary. I'm in charge of publicity of the National Consultative Front.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you see, it was unfortunate that the leadership that we have at the moment did not help matters in any way. And I say with clear sense of patriotism, commitment, and zeal for the beauty of democracy. You see, people now perceive that the present government have shown so much level of disdain and lack of fair appointments. Nepotism has real supreme. Whoever must have done that to Mr. President must have really, really hit him in the wrong place.
Perception is not a reality, and we must know that, Doctor.
Yes. The reality is that people are perceiving that Mr. President is making his appointment based on certain ethnic group. No matter how hard anybody tried to put it wrong, prove it differently, people do not believe. Because right from the beginning, the opportunity that they were hoping for started filtering away on the appointment of the secretary to the federal government. That was the beginning. On the appointment, people feel that the three major ethnic groups should have been represented at the top echelon of government, i.e., the president, the vice president, the Senate President, the Speaker of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and then the Secretary to the federal government.
Perceptions again, Doctor. I hammer. I'm sorry to cut you here, but again, perceptions are not realities because again, what is real is known at that point of leadership.
But you will agree with me. This has turned to be the reality at the moment now. The people from the southeast, no matter whether you call them that they didn't vote for you or did not vote for you, felt that they were not being carried in the scheme of leadership ab initio. And these are facts. As of today, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is a Hausa Fulani man, fully from Katsina State or from Northeast. The Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives is a Hausa Fulani man, whether it's from the Northeast, yes. The Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, Dr. Miller, is from the Southwest. And then the Secretary to the Federal Government is from the Northeast. So where is the Southeast or South or being represented in the leadership? None. And we know, prior to this particular position in 2015, the issue of divide has been a major problem. And what people were expecting to see was that this particular new government would change that matter completely and carry everybody along. Look, it may not be the best practice, and people are saying that, yes, it is about issue of merit. Those who are capable, those who are, and the other people from the north, are they not competent too? Yes, we agree. But you must give a semblance of carrying along of everybody so that people will now start building trust. And when it will continue, it now become appointment upon appointment upon appointment upon appointment, did not show the character of every part of this country being carried along. And then to cap it all, when Mr. President was going to say, he said, how do you expect me to give appointment to people who did not even vote for me? It does not speak well. It sends a bad signal, and that was the beginning of the bad blood that started happening.
And Dr. Yunusa, is this not again about provocators? Really, hammering on the fault lines that they see about Nigeria? Because again, yeah, okay.
Now they call the people who have raised people like us who have raised this particular issue as wailing wailers. Now, who is wailing? The whole country is wailing completely, including the government. Its power is wailing because the right thing was not done ab initio. And if it has been done, it doesn't take anybody anything. There are competent people in every part of this country. Every part of this country has competent people who believe in the unity of this country. And if those people who have been put in the position of power and being carried along, I can assure you, most of the challenges that we are seeing today wouldn't have been happening. At least it would have been reduced to a barest minimum. Unfortunately, Mr. President did not take cue into those suggestions that many people are making. Some will not give. You will see something that is completely black. A case study is this. We all are crying that the former service chief did not do well, or let's say that they have done their best. But unfortunately, this same service chief that we were crying that these people should have been relieved of their duty long before now, Mr. President did not listen until when it becomes very, very obvious that these people have lost track of how to secure this country. And in fact, some of them have been accused of misappropriation and manipulation and corruption. Now, for goodness sake, the same people that we rejected are saying that they should go and sit back and enjoy themselves at their home from whatever they have generated. Now they are being gratified with the position of ambassadorship to do what?
Would this again not be seen as opposition, at its loudest again?
No. That is not fair. This is fact. When people have done something good, you applaud them, you appreciate them. Those who have done something bad, it's either you punish them or let them go.
I'm concerned here, Doctor, about who did bad and who is doing the right thing again. Because again, we are probably not in a position to know just what was considered even for their redeployment, so to say, because of their new position.
Look, for once, these people, number one, they overstate their position, which is completely not correct. Even some of you will justify it by using the powers that belong to the president. But when you appoint people, when you take people, you give them tasks. This task is for them to perform. And this task is if you don't see them in the private sector, even in the public establishment, where people are being given opportunity to perform, where they fail to perform, do you gratify them? I'm asking, even in your own establishment, do you gratify them that they have not been able to do what you expect them to do? Then you now come again and say, thank you very much. Take this money, go and enjoy yourself. You've done very well. How does that, what is the correlation in that regard? What we are saying is that none of us want Mr. President to fail. We want a good Nigeria. We want an acceptable Nigeria. We want a country that every one of us will be proud of. But one thing is done is wrong. Let's agree that it is wrong. Today, we are having problems. People are being sent packing from where they historically known themselves to be. In Southwest, we've never had problem with Nigerian people, with the Fulani people. Do you know that at a point in time, the security and lives of property of Nigerians were kept in the hands of the Fulani men? Because every home, you want a Fulani man to be your Megad. Because you believe he has integrity, he is capable, his competence is second to none to protecting you. Today, the same Fulani people that we believe that can protect us now have become our adversary and killers.
No, let's get it right. Yeah, we're talking about criminals. Doctor, you'll be talking about criminals. Yes, let's get that right.
That is hiding under one finger. Because people who are calling them, they always call Fulani. And it's wrong. It's wrong. We cannot generalize. So these are problems that have been emanating themselves. And these same herdsmen have started calling and been making assertions that our livestock have been rustled. We have no livelihood. Nobody has listened to them. And nothing has been done about it. We kept on, our young boys and girls in the north are so much in population. Where have we provided opportunity for them? Rather, our governors turned them into militias at warlords.
Again, that's a sweeping statement, coming from you, Doctor. That's leadership at, local government and state level. We're talking about leadership here.
Let's be factual. There is no governor living so far that has not trained, has not been mobilized young boys and girls for violence during elections.
Doctor, again, this cannot be acceptable. Your opinion here, but these are sweeping statements that cannot be taken here.
My opinion, but it's a factual statement. And we in the press, the people in the press have alluded to it. We have seen it in the papers being written that people go about with guns and barriers in order to manipulate it. We've seen it even in Kogi State. It is not a hearsay. We saw it on television, channel television carried it, where militia, police vehicles are being used, even though they are being put under a different canopies, and they are chasing voters out of the voting position. So why would you have to lie about it? These are facts that we see. So I'm not making a statement, I'm making a statement of fact, what I saw.
Okay, Doctor.
Yes. So training those particular people now became a big problem. This is not only asserted in the north, it is also in the southwest too, in the south too. We've seen them. Almost every governor have been involved in carrying out individuals and giving them.
One fact that we must get right, Doctor.
Let me tell you what I went into a government house. I went into a government house and somebody came in and they were accosting him and calling him the chief talk. How can you do that?
Dr. Yusuf Tanko, temperatures, are really on the high here, and of course, we're talking about, getting it right with Nigeria, and of course, for people like you, opinion leaders and shapers, we will talk about how we can get it right.
That is exactly what I'm doing.
Yes.
And the fact is, if I am very, very angry this morning, I am sorry. But the fact is that I'm finding it difficult to take understanding of how people are being killed on a daily basis. In Binungwari, 19 were being killed. Shasha market has been set ablaze. What is happening to our people in the southeast is unacceptable. They are being chased out of their own livelihood. So where do we go? We need to do something.
We certainly need to do something, to just get it right. Dr. Yunusa, just stay on the line. Let me just bring in the audience too to be part of this conversation. We're talking about Nigeria today. Tempers are on the high, and of course, worried about where we're finding ourselves. But it is certainly not to accept that nothing has been done by government. President Muhammadu Buhari had come, to come out Nigerians to say that we won't tolerate ethnic or religious violence, part of it to show that leadership may just be in control. And so what behoves on us as citizens too, where we have to play our part, these are things that we must consider at this time too. Call us on these numbers, 081 40 989, 081 40 989. Or 070-87-800-989. We're talking with Dr. Yunus Tanko this morning, chairman of the National Conscience Party, and also of the National Consultative Forum as Publicity Secretary. Engineer Emmanuel, let's hear you.
Yeah, I think your girl has spoken very well. For me, what I would say, the killing, the insecurity is not acceptable. Because I remember when this government came on board, despite the fact it does not start from this regime, they say they have the stamina that Nigerians should give them the opportunity to come and tackle insecurity and to fix our economy. But today, what are we saying? The reverse is the case. If either this one will rise up and give quick notice, this one will rise up and give quick notice, it's not acceptable. The only way forward to solve this problem is let there be fairness to all, no matter what region. Any region, in every region there are criminals. All those criminals should be fished out and dealt with as a criminal. There should not be secret cows. They should not be treating some people more special than others. Whosoever does anything against the law should go after him, no matter who is the person.
Okay.
And if there is fairness in every aspect of the nation, I think this country will move forward.
Okay.
Until then, But if we keep doing what we are doing today, there is a problem. So
the
leaders will listen and carry everybody along.
Okay, Engineer Emmanuel, well, thank you on that. Fairness to all, and no special persons or people about Nigeria. Fairness to all. Okay, we'll take another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Sorry, lady.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. My name is Musa Bala.
Musa Bala.
Good morning to you, Victor family.
Yes, good morning.
To ask just two questions to Doctor. Please let me ask him this question later. The question is that, is there any state in Nigeria that Buhari did not discover?
That come again with that question.
Hello?
Yes, above every other thing. And of course, look at the two. Talked about appointments, that appointments have not been fair in Nigeria.
Yeah, well, let's look at the two, Luka Abba and then Emmanuel.
Yes.
They are talking about the same issue as regards to the issue of fairness.
We must also look at Musa Bala, because he's saying that why is your opinion to be taken?
Yes. I'm going to take Musa Bala's position. Okay. I'm talking about Emmanuel and Luka first.
All right.
Both of them are talking about fairness. I've already alluded to which have been the crime of every Nigerian. That if there are fairness in terms of appointment, at least let's say 40-50% of the fairness. A lot of people will let go of the remaining ones. So that has been asserted that yes, there are problems as regards to lack of fairness and all. We wish that there are fairness everywhere, and this does not really dovetail only into the presidency. As I said, it happens even in the state level, even in the local government. People trying to take care of their own people first, not talking about all others that are comprising in the state. Now, when you talk about Bala's position as regards to why was my opinion, no, it's not about my opinion. It's about the opinion of the at least general populace.
No, if it's your opinion, doctor, how can it be general? I mean, it's your opinion, and it cannot go general.
Let me explain. When I say my opinion, general, is that a lot of Nigerians have been crying for the issue of nepotism. It's not only me. The issue of appointment, Nigerians have been crying. A lot of people have spoken about it. We only put an icing on the cake because we speak sometimes on the radio and television, and we only carry out. So it's not my own personal opinion. It's the majority of the people have been crying about it, and majority of Nigerians knows it. They can only defend it wrongly. And this issue, as regard to the issue of calling for the removal or at least release of the service chief, we raised this issue, and when we raised the issue, even the National Assembly supported it. The same National Assembly that we supposed to be the representative of the people, general representative of both houses, carried it. So it's not my own opinion alone. Hello? Yes, and that the National Assembly carried it. And then the third issue, when even the wife of the president, I repeat it again, came out and said that the cabal has taken over the leadership of the presidency in her own home. And you can confirm now today, man, you cannot even find her around. Because
and doctor, up the ceiling with my time. But again, Musa Bala, one of the issues he raised was, hasn't all the states of the country been involved in appointments as we have it today?
No, you see, that is where we are missing it. That's where we are missing it, and they are selling that particular leave to us, and then everybody take it like hook, like a sinker. The constitutional appointments are in terms of ministerial. And ab initio, if the president has his will, he said it right from the beginning that he wouldn't have even appointed ministers, he would have worked with the permanent secretaries. He said it. So meaning that particular constitutional provision would have even been just a position if it was to be his own position. So the appointment of state minister from state to state is constitutional. You cannot run away from it. We are talking about other appointments. Up till now, there are so many appointments that are lingering, that appointments have not been given. Many, they are there. What we are saying is that if you are appointing Director General, you are appointing Police Commissioner, you are appointing IGP, you are appointing Custom, you are appointing Immigration, you are appointing NDCC, you are appointing. These are appointments that are supposed to replicate. When you dish out an appointment of 6 positions, you should at least let the appointment cover the round, at least certain key positions of people in this land. Igbos, Hausa, Yorubas. Igbo, Hausa Yoruba, you can now mix them with Igala, Ibira, and all of that sort, so that everybody will have a sense of belonging. It is doable.
Dr. Idris Otankwo.
Simple appointment.
Dr. Idris Otankwo.
That was not done.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you so very much. This conversation will not end here. I'd like to, bring you in within the week so that we can, hammer more on some of the issues that you have raised here. It's a delight having you on the program Perspectives this morning. God bless Nigeria. Our target is Nigeria and the people of Nigeria, and they must be emancipated from the shackle of poverty by the grace of God. Thank you, Dr. Idris Otankwo. That's Perspectives for today, and we're talking about Nigeria today. And of course, tempers are on the high, but again, it's about Nigeria that we're talking. And of course, all hands must be on deck to get this country going, and of course, for the unity of the country. Dr. Idris Otankwo, Chairman, National Conscience Party, presidential candidate in the last elections of 2019, and also a publicity secretary now with the National Consultative Forum, sharing thoughts with me this morning. We'll come back with him, during the week. And so thank you for staying there to listen out to us. And my colleague, Dorcas Magaya, thank you for connecting us with the people. Good morning.